Hi, we need to discuss multi-threading. So multi-threading in Java is a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. So that is the multi-threading. A thread is a lightweight subprocess, the smallest unit processing, multi-process and multi-threading. Both are achieved in multitasking only. So first we need to discuss multitasking. First we need to discuss multitasking, process-based multitasking, thread-based multitasking. Process-based means multi-processing. Thread-based means multi-threading. First, multi-processing. Each process has an address in memory. In other words, each process allocates in separate memory area. A process is a heavyweight, cost communication between the process is high, and switching one process to another requires sometimes for saving the loading register, memory maps, updating list. Those are all the heavyweight. That is multiprocessing. Multi-threading means threads are the same address space. So threads are lightweight, cost communication also low. That is the multi-threading. So the advantage of multi-threading is it does not block the user because threads are independent, and you can perform multiple operations at the same time. So you can perform many operations together. So it saves the time. Threads are independent, so it does not affect to other threads if an exception occurs in a single thread. So that is the advantage of multi-threading. So what is the like real-time example of real-time use case we need to use multi-threading? Multi-threading can be used in a lot of scenarios, such as a parallel processing of data or bulk uploading data and parallel computation. These are all the real-time scenario use cases we need to, like gaming applications we need to use, like computer gamings like car or vehicle, bike. These are all the multi-threading environment. Like the main real-time example mean web servers. So that is the multi-threading environment only we need to use. First we need to learn life cycle. In thread life cycle, according to there is only four states in thread life cycle in Java: new, runnable, non-runnable and terminated. There is no running state. So but for understanding the threads we are explaining the five states. Okay. So yeah, okay. First, new state. A thread begin its life cycle in the new state. It remains in the state till it gets started. That is the so thread is created but not started. So when we are using runnable, a thread moves to runnable state after it has been invoked by start method. Thread that present in the state are eligible for execution. That is the runnable. And running state means thread scheduler decides which thread needs to be executed based on the various criteria. The selected threads get executed by using the various resources. And non-runnable state, threads are in this state are still alive but not eligible for at the same moment, means that threads are blocked. Non-runnable means terminated means thread will dead when it exits the run method. That is the terminated. So we are using these life cycles methods. And creating the thread. So how to creating threads? We can create the threads in two ways: by extending thread and implementing runnable interface. Extending thread means we need to use this extending thread. So we are creating thread example, and in the time extending thread, so we need to use public void run method. In that run method we are calling sysout threads are running. This is the input we are giving the data. So after that we need to create the main method, public static void main string array args. So we need to create the thread object. New thread example t equals to new thread. So in that we are calling start method. The start method will, when we are using the start method, that will use this that will call this thread is running, that will going to that run method, and that will execute that. This one will get the output is thread is running. That is the extending the thread. Extending the thread means we need to use that newly created, and thread will be executed. And another one is, and we need to use runnable interface. So this is the thread example, that is the implementing runnable interface. So thread example 1 implements runnable interface. In that we need to override run method. So we are giving thread is running. So we need to, as usual, we need to use main method, and we need to create the thread object. And after that create that this is the class object, and after that we need to create a thread object. Within the thread object we need to call that class. After that, we need to start using start method, that thread will be executed. This is the two ways we need to create that, implementing the thread and extending the thread. So both ways we need to create the thread. So okay, that is the multi-threading. So and the point and thread scheduler, thread scheduler. So what is thread scheduler in Java? In Java is a part of the JVM that decides which thread should be run. That is the thread scheduler. So there is no guarantee which runnable thread will be chosen to run by the thread scheduler. Only one thread at a time can run a single process. That is the thread scheduler. Different ways we need to the difference between two ways we need to use thread scheduler: primitive scheduling and time slicing. Primitive scheduling means highest priority task executed until it enters to waiting or dead states, or a higher priority task comes into the existence. And time slicing means for predefined slice of time, then enter to the pool ready to task. So that is the time slicing. And we need to use sleep method, join method, yield method, and we need to use so those methods we are using. And like sleep method means some amount of time we need to sleep the thread. Join method, that is the sleep method. And join method means one thread is running, that time we are using join method. Join method, when we are using join method, wait for the thread to die. In other words, it causes the currently running thread to stop executing until the thread is join, it completes its task. That is the join method. And we are using static yield method, and those are all we are using. That is the these are all. And daemon thread priority, and we are using, those are all comes under multi-threading only. The concept is synchronization. Here only we are using synchronization in Java is the capability to control the access of multiple threads at any shared resource. So Java synchronization better option where we want to allow only one thread to access the shared resource. Why we used synchronization? So to prevent the thread interference or to prevent consistency problems, so we are using synchronization processes. We can use synchronization method, synchronization block, and static synchronization, and we need to use inter-thread communication also. So those are all the comes under before that we need to learn concept of locking in Java. So we'll discuss next logging concept. Until right, thank you.